Finishing some gear prep before today's shoot. I actually have a client phone call in about 5 minutes to talk about a conference that I shot a few weeks ago. There was a bunch of general sessions and they want those just exported with an intro and outro card. Very simple. I don't like editing, so I'll be subcontracting that. And we're just gonna have a phone call to align ourselves on expectations. But shortly after that, all of this gear is gonna be going to today's shoot, which is my retainer client for the virtual reality boxing product. The goal is to make it look visually as if they could have maybe filmed it themselves as a user. So UGC, user generated content. They don't want it highly produced. They don't want a nice backlight with, depth of field. They want it to look like potentially the user did make this themselves and they're giving a testimonial that they would actually post on their channel. I actually like to put all my gear outside of the door and then do a final sweep of stuff that I missed because I literally almost forgot the entire Oculus. So it's just a good practice. If I feel like I can clear my head once everything's out there, do another pass, and I usually find something that I actually need. So this is my first retainer client. I'm in a 3-month contract. If you watched a previous vlog, you know that the expectations weren't met for the first month. So, we did some restructuring. I did a reshoot courtesy to them, and now we're on month 2. My talent is great. The content, the creative brief is clear and concise. So I'm very happy with where we are starting month 2. And once we do this, month 3, end of the contract, I'm hoping for a 6-month renewal. At this point, I really think the company is going to be happy either way, and that renewal is kind of inevitable, but I hope it extends a little bit more because the pay is great, the work is fun, and it's a whole new type of project where it's pulling on everything that I have experience in. It's not just cinematography. I'm becoming a agency of finding talent. I am becoming a producer because these shoots are happening from concept to delivery all under me. Editing, I know how to edit. I'm fine with editing, and when it's this type of project, I prefer to edit because I want it to be done how I want it to be done. And it's just the camera, the technical knowledge is so far down on the list of how to get success with these shoots. It's really interesting that the other factors, the other qualities of being a production company are proving to be much more integral to deliver what I want to deliver. All right, just finished the first scene. We have a key light bringing in a lot of fill. We have a light outside, putting some splash on the wall. And we're capturing this entire first scene with this iPhone that I'm filming with right now. So I love using the phone instead of the real camera. It's just so much easier for playback review, checking clips, refilming. And now we're gonna move over into this area. This 60D has proven to be very useful, and I almost explicitly use it for a hair light or this purpose, shooting through a window and getting some shape on the wall. But it's light, it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it's decently powerful for accent lighting. So far, it's a pretty good buy. Finding a workout that is enjoyable and fun as she puts on the headset. Okay, seems pretty good. We'll probably just do, well, again, I don't like both of these options, but we'll get both. Okay. So we'll start with the first one. I was working out and yo-yo dieting for years, but I found a way to stay in shape and to keep off the baby weight. So what are you seeing now?
So new workout. workouts and sparring sessions. I'm gonna go to workout.
Workouts, yep.
Total body. Okay, now it's in there. Okay, cool. Do I choose the same one or a different one?
First I want you to go back and then we're gonna do the screen record.
Oh, yeah.
I will do this one, and then you do yours. So different. Oh my gosh. It's kind of crazy that was an iPhone only shoot, but in this instance, that look is more appropriate for what they want. I could use my normal camera, and there's just some applications where the script called for a selfie. They want it to look like you're actually doing a selfie. So holding a C70 is just not practical. It's not the look they want, honestly. And it's not the right choice. So I just continued with that. So we got the intro and outro pieces that were talking straight to camera with an iPhone. And even the middle part of the video where they're using the product and kind of giving their on-the-fly reactions. I use the iPhone for that too, so I love it. It's easier. It's just 100% easier to use a camera with kind of flawless autofocus, HDR. New lens. So I've rented this 18-35 many times for jobs. I've never actually needed to purchase it until now. I'm doing more and more MMA promotions where I'm filming up along the cage, and the 24 mil on my 24-70 just isn't wide enough. So now I'll be able to get a little bit more comfortable, 18, be able to see more, because I also am filming 16:9 but cropping vertical. So having that 18 is very helpful. And then also when you're that close to the fence is in the foreground, and on the 24-70, 2.8 just doesn't blur it out as much. So having 1.8 will make the fence less distracting in the image, and it's just gonna be a little bit more versatile than this lens, the 30mm 1.4. So that will actually be sold now for about $300. This was purchased for $470. So it'll be more like a $170 decision, which is not too bad. And then I will be using that on Saturday. And then every time I get a new lens, I like to put on these step-up rings. And essentially what it does is it standardizes the front threads so that any lens cap I pick up out of my bag will fit. And that is extremely useful. Speaking about the bag, this bag's great. It has a handle, wheels, it can fit in an overhead compartment, room for a gimbal, tripod. It's a great bag. What is it? Think Tank. But what I would like is to be able to drop my camera in built up right here. And every bag I researched doesn't have the correct depth. So there's a bunch of bags that either do have the depth but they don't have the wheels, or they have the wheels but the bag is huge, or it's, you know, whatever, $500. I don't mind spending the money, but I would ideally like a doctor style bag, and I found one by Shimoda Design. So if anybody has used that Shimoda Design DV roller, please let me know how it works. Essentially, it's a zipper here, doctor style. So when you open it up, the entire cavity is open, and you can pull the camera out and drop it in. And I believe it has 11-inch depth, which will accommodate for the top handle, the monitor, the shotgun mic. And I sent them an inquiry to possibly get one for free if I can promote it, because that's so far the only doctor bag I've seen with wheels, handle, and correct depth. So hopefully they say yes. It's by Shimoda Designs. Like I said, if anybody has experience, please let me know, because if they say no, I'm still gonna pick up the bag anyways. It is something that I've been wanting for a while. I hate getting to a shoot and having to put everything together, and then it's anytime we have to move, it might not even be the end of the shoot, but if you have to put it back in here, you're adding an extra 5 minutes of breakdown, and it's not efficient. So that will be hopefully established a relationship with that company, and if not, like I said, I'll probably pick up the bag anyways.